Now, for the sake of moving things along, I'm going to pretend that we got every little blemish and this image looks absolutely perfect. I'm going to grab one more. This one whisker is screaming hot white, and I want to get rid of it because it draws attention away. There. Get rid of it. Okay. So we've done all our retouching. And now I want to address the tone, the light and the dark. Look, I can retouch that up here. All right, now I'll show you all what we call a burn and dodge layer. Instead of making a new layer down here with this plus icon, I want to go up to the top and do layer, new layer, and I'm going to call this burn dodge. I like capitals. Next step is very important. I need to change the mode from normal to overlay and fill with overlay neutral color. And there's our burn dodge layer. All right, I'll do it again just so you can see it. Go to the top, layer, new, layer, rename it, mode, from normal to overlay, fill with overlay neutral color. So in overlay mode, with that neutral color, like this gray becomes a center point, and I can darken or lighten from that center point. And I can do it with a brush, and the brushes I'm going to use are over here. This one looks like a lollipop. See, dodge and burn. So I'll start with the dodge tool. I'll show you something. Okay, let's see. So if your brush isn't showing up, if it's just crosshairs, that means your cap locks is on. Okay. I'm going to right click and make sure the brush is at a hardness not of 100%, but at 0%. I want it to be really, really soft. I can change the size here, but also I can use the bracket keys, which are to the right of the P on the keyboard, to make the brush larger and smaller. Okay, so we're dodging, which is going to make things lighter. And the default is usually, excuse me, it's 50%. And I'm going to paint on the highlights to make the highlights lighter. But at 50%, look how bright that is. That's really overdoing it. So let's hit Control Z a couple times and get back. If I bring the exposure down to 5%, then it's really subtle. And this is where a certain amount of drawing skill is going to come in. You need to know where light is going to fall on the face. But our light source is telling us, so it's a light area here on the top of the cheek. See, on the top of the cheek, I'm just bringing some attention to what's already light. Let me turn this off and on. So you can turn it off and on to see the work that you did. A lot of times, light in the eyes, it's tempting to go too much, so don't go too crazy. Now, to make selective areas darker, we can use the burn tool. And again, the exposure, the default is pretty strong. And maybe we don't want to make things that dark. There we go. So I'm going to bring the exposure down to like 10%. Working on the shadows with a soft brush. And that's it for burn and dodge. It's a very useful tool. It's a simple portrait. The light was good. There's nothing in the background. If there were things in the background, I could selectively darken this background if I wanted to. And it's only going to affect the shadows, not the highlights, right?